everybody. Thank you for being here with me again today. So this session, we're just going to I'm just going to briefly remind everybody about the SMF and why we are what we are. And then we're going to hear a little brief bit from each of the stars, or some of the stars that we've supported over the last year and a half. We've only been going for just over a year now. So let's kick this off. Oh, wrong button, sorry. Okay, so just a reminder, what is the Sandra Mortimer Foundation? We're a charity established to support neurodiverse individuals who thrive within engineering and development. And in order to understand why we are what we are, you kind of need to know a little bit about who Sandra Mortimer was. This is Sanjay, for those of you that didn't have the pleasure of meeting him. A little of his history. He was at Exeter University. His first job was a design and tech teacher. His first ever printer was the Huxley, which he bought with Dave, who's just walked in, for those of you who don't know Dave. And the Huxley is actually here today on Vector's stand, next to the modern replica that Adam Vector's Vector 3D has just made as a sort of tribute to Sanjay, and is up for auction on our auction sites this year, which is very exciting. Their first invention was the B4 hot end, and they put it up for sale, having messed around with it, and it flew off the shelves to the thing pretty quickly. And along came Josh, their business partner, and the three of them founded E3D, which very quickly went on to become the global leader in FDM distribution systems. That was Sanjay's background. Sanjay was a visionary, an innovator, really a trailblazer. He played a massive part in revolutionising the 3D and printing industry. But Sanjay also had ADHD, which meant at times he was very chaotic. And generally he was at his best when he was solving a crisis. That was when he thrived the most. Sanjay was extremely generous, mainly with his time and his interest in listening to other people and their innovations and their ideas. And his background in teaching, he just wanted to help people get to where they wanted to be. We lost Sanjay when he was just 32 years old, and losing him sent a huge shockwave through the community. And that's really why the idea of the foundation was born. We needed to do something to continue his legacy and to continue to do the good work he's doing. So the bottom line of the foundation is that neurodiversity is gaining recognition thanks to better awareness and diagnosis, but also thanks to its proven value. Some of you have heard me say this before today, but 1 in 7 people in the UK is neurodiverse, yet only 16% of autistic adults are actually in full-time jobs. Despite having skills ideal for STEM, like innovative thinking and problem solving, many lack the support or confidence to thrive. They can fall through the gaps. Now, this is where the Sandra Mortimer Foundation steps in. We want to bridge that gap, empowering young people to discover their strengths, find their place in STEM, and drive innovation, just like Sanjay. So very quickly, how we do that, we have an eligibility criteria that's there in the blue box. I'm not going to read it through. And if you meet that criteria at the moment, you do get support until we get way too busy, and then we have to come up with another plan. And that support is completely bespoke. So every single star gets a different form of support, and that's based on what their interests are, what their needs are, what they're passionate about. And it comes in 3 forms: resources and equipment like software, 3D printers, laptops, anything that we can do to give them to further their interest in their particular field. Funding for courses, education, schools, after clubs, online courses, whatever it is to increase their knowledge in their field. And then finally, placements and mentors. So trying to get work experience within the industry in an area that they're really interested in, and also providing them with mentors that can help them on that journey. So that's it. That's what the Sandra Mortimer Foundation is and how we operate. And I'm really, really excited today to introduce you guys to some of the stars that we've helped to date. And we're just going to spend a couple of minutes talking to each of them, hearing a little bit about them. So I would like to welcome Kieran to the stage.
I designed lots of things to handle the community and different things and fix issues. So on the screen above there's things like wheelchair parks, that people issues that people have in the community. So I have been design and fix things like wheelchair parks and help different things.
Tell me a bit about your business, Kieran.
So I own conservation, so we make all sorts of different things. For business dealings and different things for advertising and different shops.
And how did you hear about the foundation?
I heard about the foundation because of Ben and she married a science tutor.
That's it. He introduced us to you, didn't he? And can you tell us what the foundation has given you?
The foundation has given me a new crash fertilizer today, and then value like extra carbon to the other things.
And what do you hope to do with the equipment you've been given and courses with Ben?
I hope we'll sell other people opportunities and help people do different things.
Kieran, that's fabulous. Thank you so much. Does anybody wants any questions for Kieran? Much be right. Yeah. Well done, Kieran. That's awesome. Next, I'm welcoming Solomon to the stage. I'm not going to say lots to talk about you, but I'll let you speak.
Hi, yeah, I'm Solomon. I'm 24. I contacted the Sending On Foundation to look for some industry experience, see if they have much to offer. And yeah, fantastic through to the 3D.
What did you tell us? What you got on screen here?
So, he's really happy to do a bit of design work with them, which was really fun. Generally, I have a bit of a background in prop making, but it's sort of drifted over to pretty much entirely thinking with 3D printers. So this is a project I'm working on right now. I was gifted this printer by my friend Joseph, and I decided to for X, Y. So I found myself here by accident.
No, we can vouch for you, Solly. We had an amazing experience with you at E3D. You got stuck in, you worked super, super hard. And I think for the future, you're looking for a role in design, aren't you? That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Potentially prop making or something where you can innovate and design with CAD. Yeah.
I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Solly. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Teula. So hello, my name is Henry. I'm 20 years of age. I work in a prosthetics company in Loughborough University, making prosthetic limbs for kids aged 3 to 13-year-olds. So what the SMF has done for me is buy me machinery, courses, and a lot more help than I would have got from. There's no other company. SMF is the only one I know and what can support my needs, because I've got different disabilities and mental disabilities that will stop employers from employing me. But that XP Hand has employed me to make prosthetics for their company. And with the printers from Teula, I will be able to make that dream happen. And I've been making trophies for my TikTok shop, and a lot more stuff is in the process, such as fidget toys for any sort of age range for ADHD people and neurodiverse. Have you got any questions to them?
It's cheeky, this one.
Because I know you're full of questions.
Okay, tell me about your real passion.
My real passion is 3D printing, CAD design. I love it day in, day out.
CAD designer,
You haven't seen half of my products, but so you will soon. You will.
theme I think that runs through all of our stars is that everybody's doing genuinely good things to help other people, which is really, really lovely to see. And
every one of the stars are all different due to how they were born or what disability they've got. but their creativity, their what's the word I'm looking for? Creative brain or something. Yeah. All these posh words, yeah.
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 Henry, that's lovely, and we
Well,
really.
thank you for your company. This is why some of these investors here, or the people who help you, the companies, I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Hey, come on up, Henry.
Hi,
Do you want to use this?
yeah, I don't know, it's not a particularly big space, is it? Right, okay, so, let me try this as quick as possible. I'm autistic, I'm 19, I've been 3D printing since 2020. And as you might see in the background of that photo, I now have a pretty straight Excel with my face that I came on. But so I do at the moment I'm designing a software-defined glue gun. The principle basically of this, if you've never used a glue gun, I'm sure 99% of people in this room have used glue guns. You will know they are a mess. There's a variety of reasons for this, but in short, the three main problems are they string, they leak, and they're inconsistent. So when you, by which I mean, when you press the trigger, you get a different amount of glue out every single time, and that isn't practicable. Not just from the perspective of a hobbyist who might be to make sure wire doesn't come out of the JST connector, but it's one of those things. If you ask art students, would you like a glue gun that doesn't leak, that you don't have to clean up afterwards? They go, how much? So anyway, so I've been developing that for the last 3.5 months, and if it hadn't been for the foundation, it significantly longer. So they provided me with, you see the sort of the grey box thing in the top there. That's an oscilloscope. How many people know what an oscilloscope is? Oh yeah, that's about half of you. Okay, so if you know what volts are, which I presume most people do, what it does is it measures volts. It measures voltage over time, basically. And if you want to be doing something like PWM control for heating, pulse modulation, which allows you to use a digital signal to control something analog, you really need something like an oscilloscope. It's not a requirement, but it makes things a hell of easier. And the other box, the one that's got sort of two fronts to it, this thing, this is a dual rail bench power supply, and that is a lifesaver, because if you need 3.3 volts to power a little chip like a Pico, because I've designed my own PCBs for this. When you're trying to power a little tiny chip, you need 3.3 volts. You can't do anything else. And you could do it with a Schmidt, a Zener diode, for example. You could do it like that, but it's such a faff. At least you set it as a preset and just press a button and it works. And you've got we find what you can do that. Do that.
So we know you can speak about this forever.
Yes.
Dominic is our most passionate star, which we absolutely love, but unfortunately we don't have time for it. Just tell us what the future holds for you and your glue gun, and
well, hopefully it works.
Do you want to be able to sell them? Is that the ultimate goal?
That would be the very nice eventual goal if the thing actually is functional. At the moment, my intention is just that this has been what's basically made me stick A levels. And because I've been
your driving force.
Yes, I designed an entire operating system for this called GlueOS, which now, short of the bit that allows you to use to automatically calculate the difference between 7mm and 11mm glue sticks. You know how you've got glue.
You might be.
Anyway, short of that, it works now, and that was the coursework for my computer science A level, and then this is my EPQ, which is worth half an A level, hopefully. The thing actually works.
Well done.
Anything else should I know?
Well, Dominic did also join us with Web C3T.
Genuinely excellent.
And he thrived and is growing, and this man is going to go on to do great things, and we can't wait to see what he's
Thanks very much.
well done, man. Okay. Is this? You want to shout? Did we get it? It's working. No, just shout out.
Good. So I'm Ted. I like 3D printing and hockey. So it started like a few years ago when I wanted to get a 3D printer. I got a Flashforge Adventurer 3, and I learned how to design this stuff on my own. And then it broke down, and I stopped for a year. And then Sanjay Mortimer came in, and he provided me with mentoring and another printer, which worked good as Bamboo Lab, which is obviously really good. Yeah, and now I've got mentoring which has helped me learn more about designing, all that stuff, growing my business.
And tell us what we're looking at on the screen here, Ted. What are these pictures
So-
of?
I was in a Wicked Fair, and you see my products. I've got a card holder, which is a bit like a wallet, a sit stand, which is put on desk and stuff like that, and book up, which is good.
And you sell these products?
Yeah, I've got a company called Entron, developing website at the moment.
And how old are you?
But
Impressive stuff, right? Well, Ted, it's absolutely lovely. Thank you for sharing your story with us. You should be very proud, and we look forward to watching your journey. Well done. Welcome to the aid.
Hello. No, my mum says I have a loud voice. So, hi, I'm Alexis. I'm 18 and I got into 3D printing only thinking about 2018 when my dad got one of those 3D printers that always catches fire. And I saw him 3D print all these things. He 3D printed this, the gun that Star-Lord has in Guardians of the Galaxy. And that looked awesome. And I really wanted to get more into it myself, but because it was the printer that catches fire all the time, it didn't catch fire, but it was a pain to set up. And during my, at the start of my A-levels, I decided to purchase my own 3D printer. And using that 3D printer, it was a massive step up, but it was still very manual. And I used it for prototyping things for my design A-level, as well as the Beatrix Potter decoding device, which I'll get onto in a bit. Now, I'll get onto it now, actually. So, yeah. So the Victoria and Albert Museum reached out to our school and asked for 2 A-level students. And they asked the students, so me and one other student, to design a toy that it's wall-mounted, that's got these spinning things on it, which have encoded letters in Beatrix Potter's handwriting and plain English letters, and you have to spin them round to decode the name of the fairy from one of Beatrix Potter's books.
I think you got a bit of recognition for this.
Yes, I did. Yeah. So I've, sadly signed away all of the intellectual property rights, but they've got it for, I think it went from 1 year, and now they want it for like 5, and then to put it in storage and maybe bring it out later. So I'm really happy with that. But when I was doing my design A-level, kind of a bit after doing the Beatrix Potter project, I realised that when I was trying to 3D print parts for my A-level project, which was an accessible controller for my dad, it just kept warping on this 3D printer I had. And after I managed to get it to work with a bunch of, taking things off, gluing it back on, hoping it works, I held it together with hairbands. And that's where all of them went, actually. I never got them back. Now, when my design teacher contacted the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation and got me to go through the application and almost nominated me in a way, referred me, and that kind of led to me getting more recognition for that, the 3D printing things I've done. And the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation has provided me with a Bamboo Lab X1 carbon combo. So you can have 4 filaments in it, up to 8 if I bought another one and did some funny things with it. But using that, I've been able to print many things like gifts for family, and I'm looking into perhaps making some robotic type things in the future.
That's awesome. And tell me a little bit about what you want to go on to.
So, yeah, I just left secondary school. I started the first year of a computer science degree. And I mean, walking around today, I started to think maybe I chose the wrong one. But I think, keeping work and fun, but fun that can be work separate, is quite nice. And because I'm doing the cybersecurity joint honours, I've been thinking a lot about how, there's got to be some sort of ground where those overlap with 3D printing and computer science in terms of robotics, cybersecurity, and all of that. And that's been quite a big field of interest for me.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, we wish you all the luck for that. We're going to keep following your journey. And yeah, thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, take it down. Right, barely needs an introduction, this one. This is Zach Smith, who is our first host.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Zach. So I first sort of heard about the SMF back in 2022, late 2022, early 2023, I think. And
We literally just started the idea of the concept of the SMF, really. We weren't very organised.
yeah, and I realised, looking for an autistic kid that likes 3D printing, I'm probably going to fit. So we applied, and I was accepted for the TCT awards and went to the show and the exhibit, which was, amazing. I remember I'd sat 2 GCSEs that morning, then took a manic train up to Birmingham with my mum, and I don't know how I stayed awake, quite frankly, but it was an amazing experience, and it allowed me to build a conversation with the SMF and start working out what support could be provided. I'm really bad at formatting slides, but basically, they find me with a new laptop because my old one was a complete potato and didn't function. And as well as, I remember I was talking with Dave about what printers I was going to go look at the TCT 360 exhibit, and I said, I quite like looking at those SMS printers. He said, do you want one? And I was like, can't really say no to that. So I was also provided with a Sintra Lisa, which I've enjoyed sort of doing a bit of research with for the last year or so. I've enjoyed using it for the F1 in Schools project, which is the majority of the slides, where I researched the ratio between fresh and recycled powder to sort of not only save on cost, but also on part weight, because it ends up printing more like a foam than a solid plastic at that point, which saves on weight, which is good for the project. But sort of most importantly, sort of through the SMF and doing things like this and other events, it's managed to build my confidence. And that's mainly been helpful in the F1 Installed project, which is all those cars that are sort of everywhere. Basically, we designed a miniature car that goes down a track in about, the 20 metre track in around about a second, 1.086 at the World Finals. And before the SMF support, we only reached about 9th at the national finals, still building confidence, managed to make it to the Worlds and placed 5th overall. So yeah.
Just going to say, we weren't solely responsible for this. I'd like to say that, but no, Zach's put in a lot of hard work and managed to get from the nationals to the World Finals. And he's really just flown back the last couple of days. He's exhausted. Yeah, a big congratulations. We're really excited to watch yours and everybody's journey. And thank you. Well done. So yeah, just to finish up, that was just, it's lovely to see you all together actually, really nice for me to have you all in the same room. We're working with another 10, 15 stars on our books. So yeah, we're growing and growing every day, which is absolutely brilliant. But in order to do that, we need help from people. And that's what SMF is all about here today, all our sponsors, everything that's raised today goes to support some young neurodiverse people like the ones we've just heard from. And then, yeah, just to sum up, please do continue to spread the word about the Santa Mortimer Foundation. Help us look out for potential stars, send anybody our way. If you're part of a corporation and you'd like to consider us as part of your corporate social responsibility, we'd be extremely grateful. Partner with us to provide mentorship, work experience, resources, anything you can think of to help us on this mission. And yeah, crack on with fundraising initiatives, bake some cakes, run a mile, whatever it might be. If you want us to raise money for the SMF, would be extraordinarily great. So yeah, if this is of interest to anybody and would like to know more, please just come and talk to me on the SMF stand. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so we've got the raffle at 3 o'clock. So we have there's some amazing prizes in that raffle. So if you haven't got tickets, come grab them from the SMF stand. And yeah, thank you all for being here.
Before we disappear, sorry, can I just have a really big thank you, as I'm sure all of you guys are saying, really big thank you to Teula.
Yeah.
Being the driving force in pushing the SMF forwards. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today. We wouldn't be able to have all these wonderful people here. All of this, everything that's happening here, like Teula's put in more hours than there exist in. It's not just happened. So I think big round of applause for Teula.